Well, hello and a big warm welcome to round one of the British JetSport Racing Association Championships. We're up at Wyboston Lakes near St Neots in Cambridge. The sky is blue, the weather is absolutely perfect, and we have got one awesome weekend's racing ahead. This is JetSport Racing at its finest.
Yeah, the British Championships, obviously good to get started off. That's where I started from originally. So if you want to get into racing, and it's obviously a good place to start.
The amount of skis on the line this year towards last year, there's a lot more skis on the line. So if you don't get that first lap, you could be stuck behind some slower skis or some harder riders to get past.
The competition is quite tough. We've got some extra riders in the class this year, and there's only 2 girls, I think, against all these boys, so it's quite tough.
The racing today is going to be fantastic.
Well, the racing is about to begin, and my word, what a day we've got, what weather we've got. Race commentator Thumper, great to see you yet again.
Good to see you again, Rob.
What a course.
Rob, we've got a huge course. It's a big lake, so we've got a huge course. We've got a log jump, we've got 2 split courses. Of course, we've got the equaliser buoy as well, where the riders have to go round it at least once to let people shoot through. There's going to be a lot going on out there.
So 4-stroke runabout stocks just about to start now. They're having their warm-up lap before they line up ready for the start. Going to be an exciting race, this one. Very, very close battle at the top.
It certainly is, Rob. We've got some seriously experienced racers out there. Who knows what's going to happen? It all depends on how the race starts. It all depends on the whole shot.
For me, James Bushell, he's the man to beat. He's been having a good day so far. Everything about him, to me, says winner today. But that's enough from us. Let's get on with some racing.
Can't wait.
Go forward. 10 minutes. Hold your lines on the start. Keep your eye on me on every lap. We'll race with the lights go on.
Well, here they are. This is the important part. The whistle blows. They'll be watching the lights. Power on. Massively important part of this, isn't it?
It is. Get the whole shot right. You can have the race.
That looks like James Bushell well and truly in the lead. It was a frantic start going up that straight. My word, they were quick up there and back down, and it's quite complicated and twisty for the 4-stroke stocks. So let's have a look who's coming first in now. Is it Bushell? Yes, it is. No surprise there, and he's taking quite a lead on the first lap of this round. Very, very neat round that tight 90-degree left as they pass around the island.
We've got a surprise here, Rob. Simon Belch is in 2nd place.
Very, very competitive race. Of course, he races touring cars, so he's no stranger to being out on a track, and it's going to be very interesting to see how that race develops. He's got a bit of open water in front of him now. Bushell has got, what, 4 or 5 seconds?
Well, Belcher was having a nightmare in the garage all weekend. He couldn't get the ski to hook up, but it looks like finally he's got it right.
And here is our touring car star, 111, Simon Belcher.
You've got to keep your eye on Amy McPherson on the 42. She's having an epic weekend, and she's not going to like being in that 3rd place behind Belcher right now. She wants that position. She thinks it belongs to her.
It's absolutely fantastic to see a sport like this where men and women can compete on very, very even playing fields. In fact, if anything, sometimes the girls will have that power to weight ratio advantage. Oh, there's a drama. Somebody's come off there. Who's that? Let's have a look. Oh, that's 118. That is Lewis Aitken, championship contender, and he's not going to be happy at all. He's back on his ski, just getting everything back together again, and he's got to get back into the race as quickly as possible there. He is not going to be happy with that. We've got a whistle, we've got a hand up. What is happening?
Looks like we've got a red flag.
So we have a red flag now, and you see the riders put their hand up just to signify that they've heard it, they're aware, and they're stopping. So we find out the reasoning for the problem, and we can see the red buoy there just in front of us that has started drifting out of position. These are big, powerful machines. There's a reasonable amount of wash, and also the wind has picked up, and that buoy has just been drifting a little bit. And the riders, of course, they will follow that buoy.
They would, because they're so concentrated on turning on the buoy, and the red buoys are the left-hand turns. They would actually follow that buoy. I know it sounds silly, but in the heat of battle, when you're fully focused on racing, if the buoy moves, you will turn where the buoy is, and if it ends up close to the bank, we could have an accident, and we just can't afford for that to happen.
Absolutely. In the runabouts, there's simply no stopping James Bushell. A clean sweep of 3 wins out of 3 shows why he's such hot property and is very difficult to beat. Despite his fall in the last race, Lewis Aitken sits in second with 106 points and Dave Rapp in third with 91. Bushell will miss a race in the middle of the season, leaving the championship wide open. Unfortunate ending to that, but I think you got that one in the bag anyway.
Yeah, I had a pretty good lead, and then I think a buoy or something come loose, so yeah, they stopped the race. But like I say, I was quite a way ahead. I was pretty much taking it easy as well, because I'm again in a minute. So yeah, saved myself for that one, and hopefully we can win that one as well.
Simon, interesting race out there.
Yeah, this is I think the first time the YAM GP 1800's been against the Sea-Doo, so it's been a bit of a learning curve weekend, but towards the end of the weekend we've found its legs, and you know, obviously James is a class of his own, he's a world champion, but second place would something we'd have been happy with, so to get that in that final race was a good run.
Well, we've got the machinery in front of us now, and here to tell me all about it is Jason Young. Jason, firstly, well done, having a great day. Weather's nice, but there are some gleaming machines here. Let's talk about some of the technicalities of these machines, and let's also talk about some of their names. So we have a runabout and we have a ski. What's the difference?
A ski is what we have here. Pole moves up and down. You stand in the tray and you just stand on it. Sit down, run about, you sit down on it. Very simple.
Skateboard, motorbike.
Basically, yeah.
That's basically it. So that's the key for number one. You can either stand up or you can sit down. There are also a number of different classes as well. So you can have the stock class, which is straight out the showroom.
Yep.
You can have a light class, and then you can have the GP class where there's all sorts of bits and bobs. And just like motorsport, there's a big difference between the mechanics, isn't there?
Yeah, massive. If we start with this one, this is a standard Kawasaki, as you buy from Kawasaki. Very few minor mods to it. It's a light ski, stock under the hood, and that's if you went to Kawasaki, that's how it come.
Excellent. So you can buy that as it comes and race it straight away.
Yep,
stock.
exactly the same, standard.
Fantastic. What about that one?
This is your full GP carbon hull, full GP engine, everything done to it. Very fast, very powerful.
Now, if it was a car and we were looking at the difference in classes between Group A and Group N, we'd be talking about engine, transmission, various different bits and bobs like that. You haven't got that many things on this. You've got an engine and you've got an impeller and some way of propulsion. So tell us about that.
This has got a full Magnum pump on it. You know, it's talk about drivetrain. That's a special gearbox in there. This is just a standard pump from Kawasaki. So we've got the drivetrain's all tricky. We've got a trim system to get the nose down. We've got back to the engine, the full tune-up ported engine, and we've got the carbon hull itself as well.
Ski Lights now, in my word, this is a competitive group.
It's very competitive, Rob, but we've got a big surprise. We've got a rider back after 7 years, Kevin Pope on this 56, 63 years old, and he won a race this morning, so what's he going to do this afternoon? Has he got anything left in the tank?
Well, if he's got the stamina to keep it up, he's certainly got the style and the skills that can pay the bills. He's at the right end as well. He's at the far end up the top. He's on his unlabelled, unbranded white 56
No
boat.
sponsors. No sponsors.
The man does it for the love. So it's going to be really, really exciting. Let's just have a look. The guys are going to go out now. They're going to have their warm-up. They'll be back on the line soon, and we'll catch up with the action straight after. So here we go. The ski lights are up and running. Danny Mace on the far side, the man to watch. And of course, Kevin Pope right next door to him. There's going to be a battle for the whole shot on that far side. Chloe Marsh, she's in the race as well. She's going to be competitive, but it's the end of the day. She's going to be tired. Who are the winners?
Watch out for Lee Stone going up the middle on the 133.
Let's have a look. We look all the way up to the top, and it's hard to make it out through the spray as the riders head into that first corner. And you know what? It looked like it was Kevin Pope. It is Kevin Pope. He's emerging from that first corner in the lead, and he's made a bit of room there as well. Getting in there around the outside of Danny Mace. Let's see how they come into these boys now.
Kevin Pope got it.
Kevin Pope in the lead.
Jason Young with Chloe Marsh in third.
The man himself, Kevin Pope. He's got a nice lead there. He's got a second or two away and ahead of Jason Young. We see there the 10 boat of Chloe Marsh. And they are the three front runners that we were discussing just before the start of the race. This is where the excitement takes place.
There's some battles starting to come together here, Rob. We've got Luke Packham in front of Danny Mace, who rides 15. But Chloe Marsh has got the 3rd spot at the minute. The only girl out there.
Be interesting to see, bearing in mind we've just spoken to Chloe. She was very tired after the last race. She said she had to hold on to just a little bit more energy because she knew she'd got another race coming up now. She wanted to hold on for this one. She's giving it her all. She said she's learned a few things through the course of the day that will just give her that little bit of strength, and it really is, at this late stage in the course of the weekend, a matter of stamina. And let's look at the race at the front. The positions are exactly the same. Is the time any different? It was 3 seconds going over the split where the log is. Let's time it this time. 1, 2, oh, it was just under 3 seconds there, but that log seemed to move a little bit and it unsettled Jason Young just before he was about to go over.
This can happen, Rob. Kevin Pope hit it hard and he hit it on the left-hand side, so it forced it to an angle, so Jason had to back off and get right in the middle of it.
Chloe Marsh coming over now, and she is being caught by Danny Mace. This is where... Oh, and Danny Mace is gone. He nearly landed on top of Chloe Marsh as they went over that log jump, and he pushed wide, but he's managed to rescue it. He's back on again, and it looked like he may well take it there, but he didn't. She's got easily 5 seconds back. Down into the 3/4 stages now. This is when tiredness will settle in. 28. Jake Griffiths taking it easy, 2-2-2.
Oh, Anders Bosnan just had a big off.
And it goes to show exactly what we were just saying then. They are tired now. They've only got to catch it wrong and they're over. The yellow flag is out.
He looks hurt.
That's not good.
He came up to the log jump, he did a bunny hop, but he timed it wrong and the front of his ski hit the bottom of the log jump. And that was it, all over.
But let's have a look now at 74. Chris Bang, very steady past us there. And here, number 1 and number 2.
Checkered flag.
Checkered flag, and it's going to be Kevin Pope who wins it. He hasn't raced for 8 years. He's back in this season, and on his first event out, unsponsored, oldest member of the pack, he's only gone and won it. So the championship standings in this ski light show that it's pretty tight at the top, with just 14 points separating the top 3. A solid performance from Kevin Pope with victories in the last 2 motos puts him at the top of the pile. Danny Mace had a consistent weekend with a 1, 2 and 4 to put him in second slot, just 2 points ahead of last year's champion Jason Young. Kevin, wow, what a race that was. It looked like you didn't put a foot wrong.
Yeah, I think it did go to plan. If you get the lead early, you can ride the race at your pace. And someone like Jason behind, he is the champion of this class. You can't afford to take liberties, so you go like what I call safety fast. So go as fast as I can without likely to make a mistake.
Absolutely. Well, Jason, that was a race and a half.
It was fantastic, yeah. It was a good battle with Kev there all the way from the start. I mean, he led the race from the start, but just trying as best as I could and just couldn't pass him.
It looked like you might get close to him, but he just didn't put a foot wrong, did he?
I pulled that close to him. I thought, right, now's the time, but somebody like Kev doesn't make mistakes, and I was praying he would, but he didn't.
So, if you want to get into this magnificent sport, there are a number of things that you've got to look at. It's not simply a case of getting one of these, sticking a helmet on and getting out on the water. There is a lot more that you need to look into. And we've got the big boss man here to tell us exactly what they are. So, I quite fancy having a bash at this. What do I need to do?
First thing you need to do is get all your safety equipment together. You need lower leg protection, thigh protection, side protection, a decent life jacket, a back protector, a crash helmet, pair of goggles, pair of gloves, and a good wetsuit.
Quite similar to motorcycle racing, other than the wetsuit, really, then, isn't it?
Very, very much indeed. Yeah.
Fantastic. So, safety equipment, something to ride. In addition to that, I need a race licence. If I want to be competitive, I have to have a race licence. I can get that from the JSRA
website. Yep. Okay. Visit the website. There's all documentation on there from medical certificates that you need from your doctor. Costs you about £100 for medical certificate, or we do an annual one for £35 at the winter round.
And after that, that's it? Go and find, is there a local club that we can go to, or is it through the website?
Visit the website, have a look at the rounds, come to a round, ask plenty of questions. There's a rider liaison officer who'll answer any questions that you may have.
You know what, it really is just as easy as that. And you know what, I might just have a crack at this myself. Well, it's not just racing today, there is a freestyle class. They're warming up behind us and it just looks amazing. Thumper, tell us about it.
Freestyle is the total opposite to racing. These freestylers are out there. We've got the 800cc class, the 900cc class and the 1200cc class. And Great Britain is blessed at the moment because we've got the world #1 Lee Stone, we've got the world #3 Jonathan Kavanagh. And we've also got, I believe, I haven't seen him yet, but I believe this weekend we've got Badr Al Abdullah all the way from Qatar.
It's fantastic. It's a big international field. So
it is.
Just they run 1 minute on a warm-up where they qualify to go through into a final.
That's right.
And then they have 2 minutes to do as many tricks as possible, or how is it marked?
They do a 1 minute qualifier, and then they have a 2 minute routine on the water, and they're marked on variation, style, the amount of tricks, and how technically they pull those tricks off.
Fearless, these lads, aren't they? Absolutely fearless.
The height some of them get, we're talking 15, 20 foot out the water.
Well, look, they're getting ready to get on with their competition, so that's enough from me. Let's see from these lads. In the Pro 1200 class, it was Jonathan Kavanagh taking victory with a flawless performance, scoring 9-9, 10, 10 and a 9-9 across the judges. The 900 class saw Craig Halloway just edge out young gun Jordan Aspinall. These lads went down to a sudden death showdown after their initial runs tied them both on the same points, but it was Craig, with his experience, who prevailed in the final run. Clearly you can see that he's happy there. And finally in the 800 class it was Mia Jobson, the only girl in this class, that won with a fantastic performance of old school tricks. Well, ladies now, and it's a very interesting class, this one. There's some really, really big talent in the ladies scene.
There is. Ladies ski lights. We've got Rihanna Wilson, we've got Lucy Gadsby, we've got Katie Morris, we've got Molly Fern. Molly Fern has come back after the winter break. She's obviously been training hard because she's so strong out there. Can't call it this afternoon.
Lucy Gadsby, for me, she's always there or thereabouts. She's only little. She isn't half strong mentally. She wants to win. She's got it in her. I think she's going to do it this time. It'll be interesting to see what happens. What we will see is a very, very quick start. Thumper, it's over to you.
Watch out for Chloe Marsh on the number 10 and 2-1-2 of Rihanna Wilson. They're going to be fast.
There's often a very interesting battle between Lucy Gadsby and Chloe Marsh. They're next door to each other. They're going to be going for the same water. The whistle's blown. They're watching the lights and they're away. And wow, that was an amazing start there for Chloe Marsh. And Lucy Gadsby, for once, was very slow up on her feet, but she's making up for it as she fires up that straight. Very, very fast. Look at that. She's managed to get back.
It looked to me like Casey Lee stole a march on all of them, Rob.
Absolutely incredible start that. Very, very fast. But Lucy Gadsby, very low in the tray going up that straight. And look at that. She started off the line towards the back of the pack. And who's in the front as we come through?
That is indeed number 8, Lucy Gadsby.
Followed there, the number 10, Chloe Marsh.
And it's Casey Leach in third, followed by Molly Fern, Rihanna Wilson and Katie Morris.
Let's have a look now as the race leader, Lucy Gadsby, comes down for the end of her second lap. She's round the red, she's round the yellow. She's got 2 more reds to go, and that is 2 laps under her belt. Let's see what the split time is now. She's over the finish line. She's away. Let's look back now and see the second placed rider. This is number 10, Chloe Marsh, from the Rother Valley. She's over, and that is...
It's 11 seconds,
11 seconds gap already with 2 laps gone. A further 4 seconds for Casey Leach, who is being chased now by Molly Fern. That will develop into an interesting battle. So here we see Lucy Gadsby coming in now, well and truly in the lead. She's lapped one of the back markers. She's out just having fun. She's not going to get touched. She could afford to fall off, get back on again, and still trundle around the track and take the win on this. She is miles ahead of everybody else. But one thing that's interesting for me, Thumper, is the average age of the ladies in this. It's very low.
Well, youngest is 12, oldest is not quite 18, I don't think. And that's a big difference physically at that age.
It is. What's surprising, actually, is it's the younger one that's actually leading the pack as well.
It
Can you
is.
imagine how good she's going to be when she develops strength and endurance as well?
The potential of that girl is just, well, we just don't know what the potential could be.
Well, it's world champion in the making, surely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely must be. You know, let's aim as high as we possibly can with it. We are looking at a potential future world champion. So, Chloe, very, very neat round that left-hand bend. She takes the
We've got a
right-hand
faller.
yellow boy. Oh, we do have a faller.
That's Katie Morris on the number 5.
Katie Morris down there. We see the marshal, the yellow flag out as Chloe Marsh approaches. Very tired now, getting towards the end of the day's racing. These girls have been out twice already. So physically, it's quite a demanding day.
It is. At this point in the race, Rob, the arm pump will just be tremendous. The fatigue will be setting in. They'll be sucking oxygen in as much as they can. Two
And
boys.
here it is, 2 more to go. She can get off and walk. Lucy Gadsby takes yet another win. Absolutely incredible. It was an absolutely dominant performance from Lucy Gadsby, who walked away with all 3 victories this weekend in the ladies class. Remember, she's only 11 years old and has all the hallmarks of a future star in the making. Second up was the ever-resilient Chloe Marsh, competing in multiple classes this season. She is one strong lady. Third place, just 6 points behind Chloe, is Casey Leach, who has been flying this weekend, putting in a great start to the 2017 season. Was there any doubt in your mind at any stage that you thought you might lose that?
Not really. Not really.
You had a bit of a slow start though, it didn't go brilliantly at the start, did it?
No, I nearly crashed into Chloe going to the first black buy.
So what happened?
We were both going for black buy, and it was like there wasn't really much of a gap for like me, so I just pushed out the way.
Excellent. And from then on, that was it. Nobody was going to touch it.
Yeah.
Now, congratulations, fantastic win, well done.
Thank you.
Chloe, interesting start there and a bit of a battle with Lucy on the start line.
Yeah, definitely. It was close going off. We were both battling for the same ball. It always gets a bit close.
So what happened?
She just got the inside. Whoever's got the inside's got the best line.
And then trying to catch up after that, it's always going to be a bit of a battle.
Yeah. Well, she has got the flat water in front of her. I've got the chop. Yeah, I've had a lot of races this weekend, so going into that race, I'm a bit tired after having to sleep at dinner.
Good weekend though?
Yeah, overall it's been all right. I've had a few silly mistakes that I've just got from being tired, doing too many motos. I need to drop a class really because I've just done too much for myself this weekend.
Okay, so ready for next time?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely got some pointers for next time as well with my ski.
So that's it for round 1 of the JetSport Racing Championships from Wyboston Lakes. What a beautiful weekend it has been, and what magnificent racing we have seen. You can join us next time where we're heading up to Liverpool, so don't forget. Until then, watch out for the lights.